Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wicked Order podcast. As always, I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Alicia. We apologize that there was a little bit of a hiatus in between episodes. I'm going to blame Kelsey. She got sick, and then school was crazy for both of us. But we are back to our normal schedule after this episode.
Today we're going to go over the training camp process and the newly released schedules. But before we begin, do you have anything that has happened since our last episode that you'd like to share, Alicia?
I do have something I'd like to share. I went to the Sens home opener, what was it, last week? They won 3-1 against the Panthers. It was a vibe. And then I also went to the game. Then they lost on Saturday against Montreal. That wasn't a vibe. And then I went to the game on Monday, too, on Thanksgiving. That was also a vibe. It was a crazy game. They won 8-7. Any of my NHL fans who watched that game, it was insane. And then I had Thanksgiving dinner with my mom's family. Nice turkey, ham, the whole deal. My great aunt made me this dessert that I love too. It's like a no-bake cheesecake with cherries on top. It's so good. And then I've also, the past couple of weeks, been going to the Carleton Ravens. That's the university I go to, Carleton University. The Ravens women's hockey games, and I've been taking photos. So that's been really fun. And last but not least, my best friend was home from school last week, and she was like, "Hey, Alicia, want to carve some pumpkins?" And I said, "Let's go, girl. Let's go carve some pumpkins." And I was thinking, oh, what should I carve into this pumpkin? I'm not really good at carving pumpkins. Usually I just do like a lame face. But I was like, I'll do the Ottawa Charge logo. So I carved the Ottawa Charge logo on my pumpkin. Here she is. Now, there's no candle in this, so this isn't like the best photo. It'd be better if I put it outside at night and like put a candle in it. But this is the pumpkin. I thought I did a pretty good job. Until my best friend's dad came in to her house and was like, Calgary Flames logo. And I was like, oh my gosh.
I was like, that. No. I'm not gonna lie.
It does kind of look like it, but it was hard to make it more look like an O because I needed to have that connected piece in the middle. Mm-hmm. So I did my best. I blame the audio
my idea
for giving me a difficult logo to work with.
Just gonna ignore the fact that you totally stole my idea, because sometime like this upcoming week, I was literally gonna do that with the Boston Fleet logo. Always 2 steps ahead.
Great minds think alike, Kelsey. Great minds.
They do. They really do.
Okay, Kelsey. What did you do? Other than
so I was sick, as you all know. My only 2 days off, like in general, or I guess not really, but Wednesday and Thursday, those kind of like were only like 2 days to like myself, and I was literally in bed all day. Those both days, and last time I worked today, but I literally haven't worked in like almost a week. It was a nice little break, but also not, because I was literally like in bed the entire time. I love being in bed, but like when you like feel like you can't get out of bed, that's always the worst. So yeah, being sick wasn't very fun, and I missed a recording. I was actually really looking forward to it. But like the morning of, I was like, Alicia, I feel like I'm dying. She's like, oh, well, let me know how you feel.
I almost fired her.
You did sound like I'm reading the text over. I was like, oh my god, is she mad at me? Like, because you're just like KK. You're like, let me know, and I'm like,
no. If I hit you with a K, then you would have known.
Fair. I'm like, oh my god, she's being so dry. Like, does she hate me? So yeah, that wasn't fun at all. So I think this was shortly after we released our last episode, or maybe it was the Thursday before. I went to Boston, like on my own. I went with my friend from work. We drove. First we got breakfast at this nice little place in my city. It was actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. He touched none of his food, so it was kind of just me. But it actually wasn't terrible. And then we got to Boston. We started in the North End, because I just felt like that's probably the best place to start. We walked around. We saw some nice like little like buildings, like bakeries, which I did go into one at one point. I got this like red velvet cake type thing. So good. I want to go back and get it again. And then we kind of hang out. We kind of hung out around Faneuil Hall and like Quincy Market area. We saw that's a really cool, like, not like a street performer. Well, I guess that's what they're called. But like he was just like unicycling, which I guess is like, it looks. I don't know. It looks simple, but I feel like I know, like, if I get on one of those, like, I'm wiping out completely. And like he had like it was like at least like 12 feet. Like, guy was insane. He was like juggling like swords, or not swords, but like knives on them, and I'm like, oh my god. He had some really funny jokes though, but some of them weren't appropriate for children. So it was really fun. We also went to Boston Commons, I think it was called. It is the park in Boston, and it was really beautiful to see like all like the foliage and like the leaves changing colors. It was really nice to just walk around. It wasn't. It was really windy, so I actually bought a Bruins hat while I was there, just because of how windy it was. But it was actually like a really nice day in general. Like, we didn't get back from there until like 5 o'clock. We left. I woke up and left my house at 3:30, 7:30. So we were out like most of the day. It was kind of insane, honestly. I'm looking at the pictures right now. I miss it. And then after that, like 2 days later, I'm back in Boston for a Bruins game. My first Bruins game since 2019. I went with my two best friends, Haley, who you guys listened to our last episode, and Amisha. First time I met them both online on Instagram in like a Bruins group chat like 5 years ago. Met Haley at PWHL Boston game, or Boston Fleet game, this past year on my birthday, as you guys all know. And we met again, or I wouldn't say met again, but we met up again at a Fenway game. So we already met a few times before this, but it was the first time that the three of us were together as one. And it was just really nice to be with all of them. Um, it was a really stressful. I don't know if you watched. Did you watch that game? No, of course you didn't. It was a really stressful game. I don't know if anyone could hear it, but like there was like a refs "you suck" chant going on like throughout the entire garden. Like, it was insane. I was a part of it, and I had never felt so proud to be a Bruins fan before. I think that was my first like refs "you suck" chant. No, but it was so fun. Like, there was just little, like, I guess there was like a little tradition too after the Bruins score, like where you just go woo, and I didn't know what that was about. So we were leaving. This is so random to share, but I want to. We were leaving, and I made the noise, and everyone started jumping in, and like I literally started like a whole like chain like down the stairs. Like, you could hear it from the top going towards the bottom. It was insane. It was a really nice game. I'm yapping so much. I love this. It was a really nice game. We got food at like a pizza place before. Pretty good pizza, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm sorry, Alicia, but me and Haley forgot to have a glizzy at TD Garden.
Pathetic.
Dude, $10 for a hot dog is insane. $10. The funny thing is that I thought about it too. I'm like, oh my god, I want a hot dog. But when I said that, I wasn't thinking about the podcast or anything. Like, when I wanted it, like, I just wanted it just to have it. This podcast was not in my mind though when I said that. So I actually went to go get one, and I'm like, $10. I went back to my seat. I know we had one mission and we didn't do it. We had one job.
I had a glizzy at the Sens game on Thursday.
You did? How was it?
I don't have a photo of it, so I'm gonna save my ranking until next time when I remember to grab a photo.
Fair. All right, that'll wait.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right, my last. I didn't really have a busy week per se. It was kind of just those two eventful things. But like, I know you watched it too. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, the first episode. What did you think about it first?
I liked it. I thought it was good.
That's it.
That's it. I thought it was good.
It's very different than, I know it's supposed to be, like, not really the same, but like it's so different than Young Sheldon itself. The laugh track is gonna have to grow on me. The funny thing is that I only watch sitcoms. Friends, Big Bang Theory, How I Met Your Mother. Obsessed with that show right now. I only watch sitcoms, but the laugh tracks never seem to bother me. Young Sheldon was the only show without it.
I usually hate sitcoms.
Really? Because of the laugh track?
Kind of, and it's just not my type of show. Like, don't like Friends. Don't like Big Bang Theory. Don't like Seinfeld. My parents are obsessed with Seinfeld.
Oh, I don't watch Seinfeld.
Mainly because it's an old show and like the jokes are relevant to my parents, but when they make the jokes, I'm like, this isn't funny.
I think that's why I like sitcoms, like, because they're like, I don't know, they're just a little older. I don't know. I just like the
I
vibe
know.
from them. But like, I'm not even faced with laugh tracks in that. But you put a laugh track in Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, like a spinoff of Young Sheldon, and I hate it. Like, I know grow me, I'm still gonna watch the show, but like, I don't know, because it doesn't. I feel like Young Sheldon was. It's more of like a more peaceful show without the laugh track, and then they threw it in, and I'm like, why? I loved it though. Like, I can't wait for the next episode. All right, we're gonna talk about the rosters. Did you want to go first? Did you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
So I mainly only looked at PWHL Ottawa Charge in terms of rosters go, mainly because I don't actually know the full rosters for the other teams. I know. Who am I? I was really disappointed to see that some of the players were not invited to training camp. Emma Buckles, for example. I just love Emma Buckles' energy, so sad that she didn't get an invite. Another player, Rosie Demare, who was on Ottawa. I watched her during the summer, and she was really good. Like, she was playing in the 3-on-3 summer league in Montreal, and there was a lot of PWHL players like Marie-Philippe Poulin, Savannah Herman, Samantha Isbell, Laura Stacy. Those are just some of them. I can't list them all, but she was one of the best players on the team with Marie-Philippe Poulin and Laura Stacy. So for her to not get a contract was disappointing. And then in terms of other notable things for me, I'm really happy to see Sandra Abstrider get a tryout with Montreal. She's a really good goalie. It's unfortunate that Ottawa didn't play her really at all last season. I think she would have been really good and maybe would have helped us get into a playoff spot. I know a bunch of Ottawa fans agree with me, but I was really worried that she was not going to get offered a contract in the PWHL this year because there's not so many goalies and only 6 teams. And I was like, oh no, Sandra, like someone give her a contract. So Montreal giving her a tryout. I'm sure she'll get a contract. It'll be hard seeing her play for Montreal, but that's super exciting to see for her. And then last but not least, this just kind of has to do with rosters. It's a little crazy to me that the New York Sirens still have not signed Sarah Fillier. Training camp is what?
The 12th.
3 weeks away?
Oh, yeah. Something like that.
3.5 weeks away.
And they have until the 25th, I believe, for final rosters.
So I don't know what's going on with Sarah Fillier. I don't know if it's like a money issue. She doesn't want to play in New York. Like, could be anything. But she was the first overall pick. Usually first overall picks get signed pretty quickly. I know Ottawa took a little bit longer to sign Danielle Serdachny than some of the other top picks, but like, come on, Fillier.
It happened.
A little weird to me.
Oh, okay, to be a PWHL GM, it would be insane.
I'd just give everyone money.
Literally, like, just for the vibes. Like, I'm gonna keep you because of the vibes.
Yeah.
All right, so much like you, I kind of only focused on not focused, but I kind of only like looked at like my team's rosters. I did take a quick glance at all the other ones, but like I can't remember that. Can't remember what I saw for the most part. So I'm just gonna yap about Boston's. First off, Kelly Babstock camp invite. I am so hyped for that. I love her and I need her on the team again for the next season. She has such great energy and she's so funny on the ice. Like the way she just during warm up, she's so funny and I need to see her in a Fleet jersey this upcoming season. And then another player who I'm happy to see, Jill Dempsey. Personally, I know like Boston fans are really attached to her from the Boston Pride. Personally, this is no shade towards her or anyone, but I was never like I never followed women's hockey before the PWHL. It just wasn't like in my radar. So I understand like her importance. Like I understand like she was like the captain of the prize. So I understand like what it means for Boston fans to have her in a camp invite and potentially on the team. I I'm gonna say like I don't have those strong feelings, but at the same time, I'm rooting for her to get a roster spot because I know how much it'll like boost up our fan base and just I'm really hoping for a good outcome on this one. Our other forward camp invite was Amanda Pelkey. I'm also really hoping. I just want everyone to get a contract. I don't want everyone to come back, but I'm really hoping that she gets a contract because I liked her energy on the ice and off the ice. I saw a lot of her. I saw a lot of her more off the ice. I feel like on Instagram, more on social media, and I kind of like her just her personality in general, and her style of play is also intriguing to me. And her off topic, but she had a baby past couple weeks. He's adorable and need a newest little Boston Fleet fan. Um, Nothing too much on defense. Megan Keller obviously saw that one coming. Um, Goalies, I'm a little surprised for like Emma Soderberg. I don't know why, but I felt like
Before we continue this episode, we have a word from ESPN and we have a special announcement. We officially have merch for sale. You can now rep your favorite PWHL podcast with our sick logo. We will share the link on the description on YouTube, or you can find it on our social media. I'm also working on some new designs. Just need to finish those up, and yeah, go buy our merch. Tag us on social media if you get any. I know I ordered some, and I'm excited.
missing out on your favorite NHL games of the week. Sign up for a subscription to ESPN Plus, your number one spot to watch NHL hockey by visiting InsideTheRink.com/ESPN. Like after the first season, everyone was like not against having her for our backup, but kind of just like I don't know, like just she was mainly in Frankel's shadow. I feel like she like wasn't as obvious as a choice, but I'm really happy to see her back. I know you're probably happy to see her on a training camp roster too, Nisha.
She was on a 2-year deal.
Was she?
Yeah.
I thought she was a 1 year.
No, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure she
I
was
don't know
on
what
a
I'm
2-year
talking
deal.
about then.
Big
I don't know
Boston
what I'm
fan.
talking about then. Oh my god, sorry, I don't know everyone's specific contract.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she was on a 2-year deal.
I think you're right, but I remember hearing a lot about how like they're like, oh, like are they gonna keep Soderberg? Are they gonna trade her? And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like that. I feel like obviously she's not Aaron Frankel, but she's Emma Soderberg. Like she's her own machine. Like we need her as our backup.
Hot
Katie
take.
Cornish too.
Hot take.
What do you mean?
Soderberg over Frankel.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Oh, you think so?
That's what I think.
Really? Okay, I could see that because I feel like Frankel's always a good goalie, but like she popped off like the last like month or two. So I can see like why you'd say like overall Soderberg over Frankel. Elaborate on that, please.
Also vibes. I personally go off vibes a lot for my opinion on things.
We're a vibe people only.
There's a reason why I am not a general manager and never will be. Or a scout. Or anyone that makes decisions like that. Frankel's American, and like as a Canadian, like no offense to Americans, I just feel like, especially when
I feel like that's like borderline. That's like crazy.
Because she's on Team USA, I can't cheer for her. It's hard.
Okay, so I'm anti-Team because she's on Team USA.
And I don't like her vibes as much as Soderberg. Soderberg, I love her vibes. She's Swedish. I love a good Swede. And I think she's a really good goalie. And I'm a little biased because she gave me a puck for my birthday.
I will admit
that Frankel did nothing but skate by me.
Oh my goodness.
Even though I wouldn't have wanted the puck from Frankel. Aaron Frankel, if you're watching this, I have nothing against you.
Aaron Frankel, if you're watching this, I love you.
I think you're a really good hockey player. But Emma Soderberg has my heart.
And with that, Aaron Frankel has announced her retirement from PWHL. No, I get that though. Her vibe, like I love her, and like she's. I'm not saying she seems nice. Like she's nice, Just like the way like I see her like with like the little goal, like the little young girl goalies like on the glass. Like she's so attractive with them, and it's so cute to watch. She'll like toss them pucks, give them her stick. I feel like I've seen her at every game I went to. I feel like I've seen like a little kid walking out with a Frankel stick every time, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I love that. But she also seems like she's quiet. But maybe that's just I don't know. Maybe that's just her. Maybe she's just one of those people who are like, oh, like I'm quiet on the outside, but like once we're in that locker room, like I'm all over the place. But I do understand your point of view on that. But she's a god, so
She's not Mashmeyer.
fair. No one else is Mashmeyer though.
Speaking of Mashmeyer, I'm interviewing Mashmeyer on Wednesday.
Guys,
for a story.
This is insane.
It's really exciting. Stay tuned on my social media for when that gets posted. But
biggest Mashmeyer fan taking on her first professional interview with Mashmeyer.
I'm gonna be professional. I have to be, obviously. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god,
oh my god,
Mashmeyer, I love you.
Just fangirl for the first like minute. She's like, all right, where's the hang up? That's so funny.
Yeah, it's a
I didn't want to make a comment on the Montreal, like their training camp roster. I'm not gonna say I'm surprised, but like I'm really like I'm still surprised. I think I'm more like in denial. I'm gonna say I'm in denial because I just can't believe that brain fart. Sorry, I can't believe that Amanda Kessel was not on a training camp roster. Like I know,
it's because of that job she has. What is it with Pittsburgh?
Yeah, she got promoted, and my heart kept saying, no, she'll play. I don't think it's gonna happen. It's not happening. So my heart was crushed that last week.
I was not crushed. I'm not a fan.
I was crushed. I was so crushed. Oh my god, I was a wreck when it was draft night.
Yeah.
She was like in the last round. Oh, I really wanted Boston to pick her up. Do you think maybe she's not because of that? I feel like I saw some tweets going around. People were like, oh, like maybe she's like a little upset that Boston didn't draft her, because I think she wanted to play with Boston the most from what I saw.
It could be both. Like, there's a lot of different reasons why she maybe decided against playing, but I think she did only want to play for Boston.
I'm so happy that she got that promotion, but like, I wish I could have seen her play. Love that for her.
I think it's been cool to see her play against Hillary Knight and like on a team and stuff. That would have been some good content.
I'm trying to look at like the other rosters to see. Not that I can see.
I really hope we can get Kelly Babstock on the podcast.
Oh my god,
that would be so fun.
You think Kelly Babstock will play us some harmonica type stuff?
I hope so. She plays some harmonica.
What if she like did our type? We should have. Remember the YouTube stream when I don't know who it was, but I think it was the person like running, like the person who runs the streams.
Oh yeah.
They used a kazoo for the intro. We need to get Babstock to do that with that. It's been so long since I've heard that, and I miss it. We need to get Babstock to do that with her.
Babstock's vibes, like.
I remember I was in a store. I was at Five Below, and I just for jokes I bought her a harmonica, and I posted on my story like I'm gonna release my inner Babstock. She like replied like yes, get after it. Like she was hyping me up so much. Like Babstock, please. Danielle Marmer, please.
I'm gonna try and make that happen because I think that would be so fun.
I think that should be our first guest. What do you think? Not first guest. First professional appearance.
First player guest.
First player guest.
I can't believe you just shaded all of our guests from the last episode.
No shade. I loved all of you so much, and I miss you. I want you on again very soon.
Yeah, the vibes were very high. It was really fun.
Loved all of you on. If you're listening, there's no shade. Love you all. Don't throw me under the bus like that, Alicia.
I think that's all our thoughts on the training camp rosters. A lot happened since our last episode. The schedule.
I know.
The long-awaited PWHL schedule was finally released. Now, I have to say, I am quite happy with the schedule so far because I was very worried that it was going to conflict either with my classes for the rest of the term, or I'm going to see Taylor Swift in Toronto next month. So I was like, if the home opener is like the same day, like I'm gonna be so mad. But it is not. Ottawa plays their first game against Montreal in Montreal, Saturday, November 30th. The opening day. Boston also plays that day in Toronto.
Yes.
I'm gonna try and make it to Montreal for that game. Hopefully that happens. I'm gonna try and drive there. It's only a couple hours.
Huh.
It's very doable. The game's at 5 p.m. too, so
there you go.
Either hopefully some people I know are going, or I'll go by myself. I'll probably be going as press. That'll be cool. I'm happy that it is a Saturday.
Yeah.
And then our home opener, a couple days later, Tuesday, December 3rd, at TD Place. I don't have class on Tuesday. It worked out. And then, pending, Friday, December 6th, we play Montreal at home. TBD location. I think it's going to be at the Canadian Tire Centre, the home of the Ottawa Senators, or NHL Arena. And if it is, that is going to be super hype. Ottawa didn't get to play at our home NHL Arena. Most of the teams did. Ottawa and Boston. I don't think Boston got to play at the TD Garden.
No.
So I think Boston should play at TD Garden this year. But Ottawa getting to play at the CTC is going to be huge. I think it'll sell out and it'll be like a crazy game, especially for Montreal, playing Montreal. Usually the Montreal and Toronto games have high attendance and they've got some rivalries going, especially since Montreal didn't let Ottawa get into the playoffs at the end of last season. Definitely going to be a lot of motivation to win that night. I'm going to be at those 3 games. I'm not going to go through the whole schedule because
that's what you were doing.
We'll be here all night.
No. You got somewhere else to be?
No, but those are the first 3 games, and I'm going to be there. Hopefully I'll see you there. If you see me, you can say hi. Maybe you'll be wearing merch.
Oh my god. If they are there.
But like,
if they have a game at CTC and a listener is there and they notice you, you have to get them to have a glizzy right there. Like, get your phone out, record like raw footage.
If you see me, and I'm not talking to my friends who are going to be watching this, and I know I'm going to see you, but if I do not really know you personally and you are going to be at the game and you see me, you come up and say hi and say that you listen, I will buy you a glizzy.
Oh my god, me too. I'll do that as well. Any Boston fans, if you see me and you can tell me you listen, I'll buy you 2. I'll one up you.
Whoa.
No, I won't. I won't. I'm a college student. I can't afford that. I'm a college student. We're both college students.
So you're only getting 1? Are you revoking that?
I am revoking that.
Kelsey will only buy you 1 glizzy. She lied.
I lied. But I'll bring a good time.
Yeah, I can't guarantee a good time.
That's crazy.
I can guarantee a glizzy.
I know that's fine. That's fair.
The glizzy will be the good time.
If you're wearing merch, that's 2 glizzies. There we go.
Okay.
I made it work. So,
if you're wearing merch, I'll give you an autograph.
Good for you. An autograph? Oh my god. I have to work on my autograph.
No one wants my autograph.
I want your autograph. Who wants our autographs? Everyone let us know if you want our autographs, and we will give you our autographs.
I'll take that photo of us in our like glizzy segment and I'll sign that.
Yes.
No one wants our autograph, but I will buy you a glizzy.
Sign
your merch, I will be very happy.
I can't wait. I can't wait to maybe see some merch walking around the stadiums. It's gonna be remember when Jocks and Jills, they had their little I'm not comparing us to Jocks and Jills whatsoever, like love them. But when they had their little logo and everything, like on like the side of the glass, not the glass,
The boards.
the boards. Yes, the boards. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Everyone was like, "Oh my god!" Like I took so many pictures of that. Like I feel like that's what's gonna be like. I'm just gonna be so excited to see just a logo. I can't wait.
Should I get us on the boards?
Oh my god, just get our faces like glizzy
You know how
glitter.
much that would cost?
Oh my god, that'd be insane.
I don't
It's
have that
okay,
kind
we'll
of
pay
money.
through it from merch. We'll pay for it through merch.
We're gonna start a GoFundMe so we can have our logo on the board.
It's so funny.
That'd actually be crazy, but no, that will never happen because I'm never
No.
spending money on a board advertisement.
No. Maybe one day. But no.
Yeah, if you see
Alright.
me, basically, if you see me at Kelsey at games, come say hi.
Please come say hi. Alright.
Kelsey, thoughts
My
on the
turn.
schedule?
Thoughts on the schedule? I'm gonna be somewhat brief, probably not. First game, November 30th. Boston, Toronto at Coca-Cola Coliseum. 2 p.m. That's that's a nice game. I like that. I love how unlike like NHL, like there's not really like much like 1 p.m. games. It's more like 2, 3 o'clock. I kind of like that on Saturdays because I feel like I don't know 1 o'clock is kind of like I don't know. I feel like it's also like having to schedule like a schedule conflict with like NHL. So I feel like it's nice to have like a little bit of later game. So I like the 2 p.m. start for that one. Our first home opener, December 4th, Sonka Center, 7 p.m. against Minnesota. I am very excited for that one because they ripped our hearts out in the playoffs. So I am very excited for that. I feel like that's like the perfect home opener, kind of like the Panthers and the Bruins this year. No, yeah, Panthers home opener against the Bruins, banner raise and all, after they knocked the Bruins out of the playoffs. I think that's gonna be really nice, a really nice game. I can't wait. I have season tickets, so I am very excited for that one. Um, we also do have a few TBD location games. The first one that I see is January 5th, Montreal, Boston. Boston's the home team. So could we maybe see some TD Garden in there? I'm hoping. I love TD Garden and I would love a Boston Fleet game there personally. Or anywhere else, honestly. Anywhere that will just give us more fans to show up, like more space for us.
I have a petition well, I'm going to start a petition to get you to come to Ottawa for January 11th.
Oh my goodness. I can't get a passport in time.
Boston is going to be in Ottawa.
I'll try to get my passport by then.
They're also going to be Ottawa on February 20th. So.
Oh, perfect. Oh my god, speaking of that, Boston plays on my birthday again in Ottawa, in Toronto.
Okay.
No,
in
no,
Toronto.
no. Yeah, in Toronto. Like I'm so happy they play on my birthday. Like I just love that. Like when I first saw the schedule, I didn't see that day. I saw February 12th and February 16th. I was like, oh, right, like in the middle. But no, I looked back, February 14th, right there. I can't wait for that. I can't be able to go. Obviously, I'm not gonna go to
We should do that. You can come see Ottawa and Minnesota, February 13th.
If my passport's in time, I
go to
I will think about it if my passport.
The U.S. government, please give Kelsey a passport.
Just give me one.
And then also give her money so she can come visit.
Yes, please. Please.
I know some people that are probably going to try and go to road games, so if I could hop on one of their cars and get a ride to Boston.
Carpool? Oh yeah.
I have a passport, so
I'm working on it.
Me and Kelsey in the flesh.
There was another thing I wanted to mention. Oh my god, imagine like a podcast, but like we're like right there. Like we just one mic.
What do you mean? You're not beside me?
No, you're not here.
Oh.
Imagine that though, like just one mic at a game. We're gonna be doing it at a game. We should do like fan interview, like not us fans, but like fans in general, just little fan interviews during games. I think that'd be so
like
fun.
the in-game hosts.
Yeah, that'd be so fun. Another thing I wanted to mention: there are a handful of games where they have days, but time and place non-existent. TBD. I don't know what that's about, but I mean, I guess there's only 2 on here. But like, there's a few games that have a location.
I think it's for they want to do like games at like the NHL arenas, or they want to do like
Fair.
neutral site games like they did last year, where they want to explore different expansion cities.
Yeah.
So that's probably what they're looking at. Personally, I think Seattle would be such a good expansion city.
Yeah. Agreed. Somewhere just on like the West Coast.
Seattle, Halifax. I think Halifax would be a really good
Ooh.
expansion city.
I mean, I
Personally,
know it's cliche, but give me like Los Angeles or something. LA. LA
they
has
probably
good
won't
women's
expand
sports.
west for a little bit though,
Yeah.
just because like travel
Maybe like
costs a lot
maybe
more.
Midwest, if anything. I think that's all I have to say about the schedule. I'm really excited to start going to games. I can't wait. It's been way too long.
I know training camp is coming
It's been like
up.
5 months. 5 months is way too long. I can't wait for training camp. I'm really bummed we can't even watch, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe in the future.
I really like how the NHL is back, so I at least have that to fulfill my hockey
Yeah.
needs. But
Although the
and
Bruins
like
kind of suck.
I've been taking photos at the Ravens women's games, which that was there are some good players on our team. I was actually quite impressed with.
Future PWHL players.
Potentially, I thought one of our defenders is pretty good. If you're in Ottawa and you're waiting for some women's hockey, Ravens play, and I'm sure the GGs, the GGs play too.
I should look into going to some college hockey games, like women's hockey games. I bet it'd make this waiting time a lot less painful.
We actually got some questions from you guys, the listeners. We have 2 to answer today. First one from Matt. Are there any players that you are surprised weren't invited to PWHL training camps?
I feel like we already answered this.
We kind of already answered this. For me, surprised, I would say the players that surprised me the most would be Buckles, Demare, and I'll go with Kane Shiga.
Isn't she playing overseas
She's
somewhere?
playing overseas, yeah.
Is she still eligible to be on a roster?
I don't know how that works, but I was just surprised that she wasn't like a team didn't want her.
Yeah, fair. I feel like not much on my end, like Boston wise, player wise. Um, Obviously there are some players that we left out, and that sucks. But I feel like I'm gonna go out with you said too, Emma Buckles. I'm actually like really shocked that I didn't see her on any roster because I just felt like she was like a good locker room kind of person to have around, and she was like from what I've seen like her play style, like it's pretty electric. And I'm kind of surprised that she didn't end up anywhere, but I really hope like that'll change. There's still a few weeks to go before we have to get those final rosters, so hopefully something changes by then. Maybe some team
I
picks her up a little
thought
late.
I thought she was a good defenseman to have. Maybe not always like in the lineup, but just on the roster.
Yeah.
Like you said, her vibes are unmatched. I remember seeing her with interacting with little kids, and like they all loved her.
I remember Bruins Fan Fest with PWHL Boston. Megan Keller, she was talking on like the stand. She was talking about a player who would do like the Irish jig before games, and so many fans were like, "Oh, that's Emma Buckles. That's Emma Buckles." Like, and I'm like fairly certain that it was Emma Buckles, and that's I've loved her ever since like learning about that because I didn't really
Vibes.
start following. Like I really didn't. I got started following PWHL, but I didn't really start like focusing on rosters or anything until like mid February. So I kind of just like I knew about the trade, but I didn't know like the player like that she was, and now I kind of miss her. I'm really sad that she wasn't on any rosters. I think that's all I have from
Buckles
that
and
one.
Babstock on one team was like a crazy. That locker room must have been crazy.
Well, Did we have her? Did they have? No, Babstock wasn't on the same time. I don't think.
I don't think they played at the same time, no.
No, but that. Oh my god! Imagine that locker room.
That would
Danielle
have won them the
Marmer,
Walter
please make
Cup.
it happen.
That would have won
Yes,
them the Walter Cup.
Danielle Marmer, please make it happen.
Okay, next
Next
question.
question. Oh, what is the biggest questions that you have from the draft and off-season signings that you are most? Sorry, hold on. I don't know why I'm having so hard reading this one. Okay, what is the biggest question you have from the draft and off-season signings that you're most looking forward to being answered? I don't remember this question being on there. That's why it looks so weird. Hold on, sorry. Oh my god, I don't think I have an answer for that one because I didn't expect it.
Well, I'll go first. I'll say the
Sarah
question then.
Fillier.
Don't
Okay.
worry, you're getting off. Next question. What is the biggest question that you have from the draft and off-season signings that you are most looking forward to being answered when the season starts? For me, I already mentioned it, but the weird that Sarah Affiliate hasn't been signed yet. And then I'm curious if Montreal decides to sign Sandra Abstrider, what role she'll play. I personally didn't think Anne-Renee Debian played the best last season, even when you look at her international play in the World Championships. I think Canada personally had some better options in that. She's still a good goalie, but I think Campbell or Maschmeyer would have been better. But for Montreal, if they let Abstrider play, which hopefully they do if they sign her, I think she has the potential to be better than Debian and get the number one spot. So I'm really curious to see how that all plays out, and I think Montreal fans should be really excited to see Abstrider play. Because I know as Ottawa fans, we were kind of robbed. We didn't really get the opportunity to see her play that much.
I think definitely building on what you said, Sarah Fillier. Where's that contract? I'm a little surprised. Like that still hasn't happened. As far as like other like players, CJ, they signed another contract. Are they actually gonna play this season? I'm pretty sure. Which one? Oh, wasn't Kristen Campbell? Oh my god, Erica Howe. I think she retired. I think I remember seeing that. So, I'm to assume that would make CJ the backup. So hopefully some more playing time. I think they only I don't think they played out all this past season. I remember that they were like on the bench, like in gear a few games, but I don't think they've had a single minute on ice so far. I'm really hoping that once this maybe even like joining training camp, get them those minutes.
I was so upset when CJ didn't play the last game against Ottawa because Toronto had already secured the top spot. You don't want to injure your top goalie.
Yeah,
Give CJ a game.
everyone wants it too.
I was so mad.
Another one. Our Boston's reserve. I don't think she was. I think she was a reserve. Kami Kronish. She was another goalie. She was like I would say like the third string. Third string. I'm curious about that one because she got another camp invite, but we also invited. I'm gonna butcher this. I'm so sorry. Clara Peslarova. Peslarova. I probably just butchered that so badly. My bad. But we have 4 goalies, 2 who are I'm just gonna say guaranteed to get a spot. So I wonder, are they doing the 3 reserve spots again this season?
I'm not sure.
I think they are. I'm wondering who would get. I'm sure they're not going to give 2 of them to goalies. So I wonder who would be the goalie to get that one. I'm really excited for that one. I know a bit about each player. Obviously, know how to say some names are a little harder to pronounce, but I know a bit about each of these players, and I'd be happy for either of them to be on the roster.
Last question. Well, it's not really. It's kind of a question. I guess. What is our speculation on power rankings? What players do we think are the best going into this season? Personally, I think There's the obvious ones. I don't think Natalie Spooner is going to be at the top this year.
No.
No. I think with the ACL injury,
Hot take.
it's really hard to recover. Maybe I'll eat my words and she's going to have another killer season, but I don't think Toronto's going to be that good. I think Spooner isn't going to play as well. Daryl Watts isn't going to get the line mate she wants because they're going to be playing with Spooner. And then Daryl Watts isn't going to play as good because she's not going to be playing with the top players. Anyways, that's my opinion.
That's fair.
For Ottawa, I think both Mashmeyer and Gwyneth Phillips are going to have killer seasons in net. I also think Sir Dackney is going to have a killer rookie season. Ashton Bell on defense. I'm biased. I like all the players, but I think Jenner's going to have another good season. But Sir Dackney, Mashmeyer, and Phillips, I think, are probably the top for Ottawa.
That's fair. I don't know. There's not much of as a power ranking, but Hillary Knight, where are you? I did read that she was injured for part of the season. So was Megan Keller. They were both injured. I think they were both injured throughout the playoffs. So I'm really not, I wouldn't say excited, but I'm really intrigued at how those comebacks are going to be. Hillary Knight was basically a shadow on the ice. Love her play style, love everything, but she just was not there, like on the score sheet as often as I think anyone could think. So I'm gonna say she's gonna have a great season. I'm gonna hot take. Hillary Knight is gonna have a breakout season this upcoming season. She's gonna lead the team in stats and everything. I hope I don't eat my words, but I'm feeling hopeful. I feel like the injury she went is just gonna push her right through that little rut that she's been in. Kristen Campbell, I feel like she's still gonna have a great season. I feel like with the new like team in front of her, not new team, but like different like players, especially like a new like backup. I feel like it's gonna be a different perspective on it, not perspective, but a different like aspect for her. But like you said, like Toronto, like I agree. Like I don't think Toronto's gonna have that great of a season, but I think like she will still be a key piece in whatever success that they do have upcoming. Kind of the same thing with Aaron Frankel too. I think I don't know if she's gonna be as great as she was during the last like season month or two. I just feel like if she were to be that, like, I'm not gonna say consistent, but like she wasn't that great early on in the season, I feel like that's gonna carry on to the next season. But I'm hoping that like she kind of gets her hot phase a bit sooner because we just barely made those playoffs. Like I'm really hoping that she kind of Aaron Frankel, Haley Knight wake up a little bit sooner. That's all I gotta say. Love you guys.
Mashmeyer is gonna have that new baby boost.
Oh yes, Amanda Pelkey too.
Look what happened to Natalie Spooner when she got that baby boost.
That's insane. Oh my god.
I also think New York, I think, is going to be a lot better. They
oh my god.
They picked up at the end of last season.
I'm ready for the revenge. I'm all here for the revenge season.
I think New York is going to have a good season. My two teams that I'm going to pick right now, hot take, to miss the playoffs: Minnesota and Toronto.
Ooh, wait, I agree. I was literally thinking that too. Okay, very early like prediction. Who's gonna win the Walter Cup?
Who's gonna win the Walter Cup?
Who's gonna win the Walter Cup? Just from like what we don't even have like we have training camp rosters. We're gonna go off that based off training camp rosters. This is very early prediction.
Unbiased opinion, Ottawa.
I was gonna say Ottawa too, like completely unbiased. Wait, I love that.
I think we had a lot of injuries last year that really took us down, and then take our current roster. Yeah, we don't have Daryl Watts, but give us Danielle Serdachny, one of the top young players on Team Canada. Give us Gwyneth Phillips, crazy good goalie. Combine that with her and Mashmeyer having the baby boost. If Zoe Boyd stays healthy, I think we have a good defense. I like the players we added, like Alexa Vasco, Leslie as well. I think Ottawa could win the World Cup.
I was gonna say Ottawa too. So charge.
We also missed the playoffs by such a slim margin that the chip on our shoulder, like, I don't see a version of this season that Ottawa doesn't make the playoffs.
Boston versus Ottawa World Cup Finals. Book it. Clip it right
That
here.
would be crazy. Me and Kelsey would be. There might not be a podcast after that.
Literally.
That's our pick.
Good stuff. If you have any more questions, we're gonna hopefully we're gonna keep putting the form for you guys to submit your questions the morning of our recording. I know today there was a little bit of a short notice, but generally probably just the morning of. So keep a lookout for that. Hopefully we have like a more set. Was it?
It's the same form, so feel free to submit a question at any time.
Same form.
See it. We'll look the day of our recording, and that's when we'll add it in. We change what day
hockey
we record every week, so I can't guarantee. But we'll tell you what day we're recording if you.
We should have a set day to record. We should talk about that after. What was I just lost my thought. Oh yeah, does it have to be just hockey questions? Like send us whatever. We just love talking to each other, and we just love like just yapping about anything. So hockey or not, send them in. We love answering your questions.
We talked for an hour before we started recording.
Probably should have recorded some of it, honestly. We really did.
Just recorded it. That was the podcast right there. Anyways, that wraps up this episode of the Wicked Alert podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to follow us on social media to stay up to date with the latest news and episodes. And hey, if you loved what you heard, be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube or Spotify. Leave us a review wherever you listen to our podcast. It really helps us out.
Get our merch.
Always. Oh, and get our merch. Get our merch. Get the Wicked Alert podcast merch. You'll be walking around town. Someone's going to see you in that sweater, and they're going to be like, damn, what's that podcast? You're going to be like, it's the Wicked Alert podcast with my amazing friends, Kelsey and Alicia. As always, I'm Alicia.
And I'm Kelsey, and we'll catch you next time. Stay wicked, hockey fans.
The Wicked Alert podcast is a part of the Inside the Rink podcast network. Make sure to go to InsideTheRink.com to check out more podcasts. And you can also check out Kelsey and I's articles there.